When we have section finals for 5A, and this is a sectional final between the Elk River Elks coming in with a record of 7-2 and the Andover Huskies coming in with a perfect mark of 9-0. Tonight, the Elks will try to take on the Huskies on the ground. We're going to see not a lot through the air as they have over 400 yards basically on the ground every game. And the Huskies will be a balanced attack of air and ground, about averaging about 190 yards on each front. During the regular season, the Huskies beat the Elks 28-13. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They both have met in the playoffs before in 2017 with a historic score of 66-60 in a thriller with the Elks going on to the state tournament. Steve Thompson is on the call tonight. I'm Jim Childs. Enjoy the game.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night. And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
It is section final night. Andover hosting Elk River here in section 7-5A. A little bit of a breeze, but warm for early November. And the teams are ready to go. Andover streaming onto the field. Elk River already on their bench across the way. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs tonight. And these teams are familiar with each other. They met in week 2. Andover won it 28-13 right here at Husky Stadium. And Jim, it's all about Elk River. Can you slow down that vaunted running attack? And on the flip side, for Andover, they can throw it, they can run it.
Yes, and coming into the season, Coach DeVellis really wanted to have a balanced attack, and came in and they ended up with 194 on the ground and 191 through the air yards, and they're ready to go. Here's the national anthem.
Great rendition of our national anthem as we get ready for football here tonight.
Yes, and the two players, Steve, I think we need to really keep an eye on tonight. We'll talk about number 1 right there, Sammy Masungu, the leading receiver for the Huskies. He is coming in with 40 catches, 600 yards in the air. But more importantly, against Elk River, he had 8 receptions, 146 yards, and a touchdown. And that touchdown really broke the game open with a 76-yard touchdown gallop.
And for the Elk River Elks, their running back, Dylan Rogers, flat out outstanding. He's a defensive back as well. But you look at some of the numbers he's put up this year, over 11 yards a carry, 1,363 yards. Other players will touch the ball, but Rogers is the main man.
Yeah, Rogers is a key. 17 touchdowns is along, but just the fact that he's the key person and he's averaging 11 yards per carry is simply amazing. That's a first down every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, and here's a look at that Section 7 bracket. And here we've got Andover and Elk River, number 1 against number 2 tonight. And here's the route. 2. This Andover had a bye in the first round, then they took down Cambridge Isani. They got Cambridge Isani in the final game of the regular season up there on a wet night on real grass, and the Huskies were able to survive. Meanwhile, Elk River, they had a bye in the opening round. They were able to take down Duluth East, and you can see both teams put up a ton of points in that second round of the section.
Yeah, well, these two are the class of the section, no doubt. And, anytime these two meet on the field, it is a close game. Just looking at it over the last couple of years, the state championship in 2017, the closest game that Elk River had was against the Huskies in the semis, or in the quarterfinals. Elk River will receive the ball first, and Andover will be kicking off, and that will be Aaron Peterson.
So Peterson to kick off from the 40-yard line, more importantly with the wind blowing from south to north. And Andover will have the win in quarter number 1. Andover end kick. It's going to bounce at the 12, and it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line, and trying to come to the near side and getting belted down at the 16-yard line is Serrano, one of the return men. He took a big lick down there, and that's where the Elks will start first and 10.
Well, he came across the field and just had nothing. Good job by the Huskies to stay in their lanes as Jacob Pete came in there and laid the wood.
So first and 10 at the 16-yard line, just underway, 11:53 to go in the football game, the Section 7 final tonight. As you might guess, the Elks in white, Andover in their home black tonight. The head coach is Tom DeVellis for Andover, and of course Steve Hamilton, over 10 years at the helm up in Elk River, and they run this full house backfield. And first man through gets it out near the 19-yard line. I don't think that was Rogers on the carry. It was not. It was Sumstead, the ball carrier.
Gain of 4. The Huskies' key defensive keys are just tackle who's ever in front of you. Doesn't matter if they have the ball or not. Just look at the man and tackle the running back. A couple of keys. Number 9, Matt Binstock, and number 7, Weston Knox. Both cornerbacks, but really hard-hitting, good tacklers on the corners.
And you pretty much know that they're going to run, so those defensive backs are able to cheat up behind that T formation. And around Andover right reads it for a loss. Back at the 18-yard line, the ball carrier Shane Rademacher, a senior. Rademacher didn't get much going there. Maybe lost a yard to the 19.
Samuel Angel came in, filled the hole, shot the gap, and delivered another hit. Here's the starters for Elk River. Gintz, Pelton, Hill, Frank, and Neving on the line. Rademacher, Sumstead, Rogers in the back. We'll hear a lot about Rogers tonight. Caleb Sandstrom and Lockmiller are the 2 tight ends, and Cade Osterman is out there. We've got a player down right now, as looks like number 59, Jeremiah Constance, the nose guard, is down. One of the juniors that has really helped solidify the line, and of course that would be a big blow with Josh Surgenor also not playing tonight for the Huskies.
Well, and there's so much confusion inside. You understand how people get tangled up, and they're going to help the big guy up here. Constant, 6'3", 300 pounds. He's going to hobble off and go to the bench and get attended to, not putting a lot of weight on that leg. What we have when we come back, 3rd down and 7 for the Elks at their own 19-yard line, and here's the Andover Huskies on D.
Yeah, Blake Hullickson, Constant, and Owens on up front. You've got Binstock and Knox on the corners. Eppinger, Larson, Johnson, Israelson, Angel, and Berg are the linebackers, 6 linebackers.
Here is Rogers trying to cut back. Actually, the quarterback kept it. Great fake. Osterman, I'm going to say that all night. Osterman gets enough for a first down over the 25 out to the 27-yard line. And that just beautiful ball fake action. And there was concern by Steve Hamilton about quarterback injuries. Wasn't sure I was going to go, but Osterman gets the call tonight.
Yeah, again, it can't be said enough. Every time you play, it's like a shell game. You just don't know who has the ball. Good job by Knox with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Osterman under center, a little collision, ball loose. Who's got it? It's still loose. They're scrambling back at the 23-yard line, and it looks like the Elks may have pounced on it, but Rogers ran into Osterman, and going back to retrieve it was Cade Osterman. Look at this. Ball bouncing around on the turf here at Andover. The wind aiding it. That's with the wind there back at the 23-yard line, so a loss.
A loss of 2. Well, that was, I think that was Sumstead that where he bobbled it and went out. One thing the Huskies have going for them, their give-take, they've got 27 takeaways this season, which is you're averaging 3 a game.
All right, here they come again, only 2 in the backfield. And so far, no carries for Rogers. Not sure what that is about. The ball carrier that time, Sumstead, didn't get much, maybe the 25-yard line.
Sumstead got it 1 yard. That's his 3rd carry of the game. Like you said, Rogers, just there's nothing there right now. And
Andover bottled them up. Now, they did give up the 3rd down run for the 1st down, and that was the quarterback, Cade Osterman, the 170-pound junior quarterback, running the offense for Steve Hamilton tonight. Andover almost jumped, and I think they may have got the Huskies offside. That'll be we'll see if it was a false start, but it may have been a jump on Andover.
Five-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
It was on Andover.
Yeah, it goes from a 3rd and 12 to a 3rd and 7.
So a bit of a break there. They started this drive, opening drive of the game, at their own 16-yard line. And this is the way Elk River wants to play. They want to control the clock, keep Andover off the field, and keep this one close as long as they can. Andover the favorite. Good fake to the outside. Actually, it was up the gut as they carry out that fake. And a meet and greet there. Sandstrom,
so Rogers
the ball carrier.
It was Dylan Rogers, I believe, got the carry on that one. Gain of 1.
Out to the 31-yard line. And that'll set up 4th down. Now they're going to be kicking into the wind here. So we'll see what Steve Hamilton does. He's going to drop his punter back deep.
Good news for Andover. Jeremiah Constance was back in there for that last play.
Kiaraj back to punt. Waits for the snap. Good snap. He's going to kick it into the wind. Pressure on by Andover. A wobbler coming to the near sideline. Bounces at the Andover 49. Takes a favorable hop down to the 42. And it's covered up there, and that's where Andover's going to start 1st and 10 with 7:26 to go, quarter number 1.
Well, you get a chance to see Connor DeVellis come out. He is Andover's quarterback, 2nd-year quarterback, senior. Nothing but great things. He's almost 1,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's got 4 touchdowns on the ground by himself.
How about that running back, Caden Wheeler? What a year Wheeler's had as well. And now we got a flag to start things. And the linesmen are going to huddle up here. And Andover's going in reverse. False start, I'm sure.
Dead ball. False start. Number 61 offense. 5-yard penalty.
1st down 15 for Andover back at their own 37-yard line.
You hear that wind through the mic of the referee. It's windy down there.
Here's DeVellis with Wheeler to his right. Man goes in motion from left to right. And they're going to give it to Wheeler. Goes up the middle, didn't get much. He got stacked up by that Elk River defense. Pretty good job coming out of the bottom of the pile there for the Elks. And John Lucilla with the hit.
The offense for the Huskies, Bieberg, Nowak, Frostley, Kosak, and Larson on the line. Kopetsky, Masungu, Audette, Kalmas are the wide receivers. Wheeler and DeVellis are in the backfield.
They look over to the sideline, get a play. That's pretty typical. And now they're set to go. DeVellis with Wheeler to his right again. and he's going to drop back. He's going to air it out with the wind. Man wide open. It's caught. 20, 10, touchdown, Andover.
Ben Kopetsky wide open, 61-yard touchdown strike. What a beautiful pass. What great touch by DeVellis. He goes back, sees it, and Kopetsky had no one around him. He just had to make that catch. You never know with the wind, and what a great start for the Huskies.
61-yard touchdown. DeVellis to Kopetsky, and Andover leads at 6-0, 6:41 to go here in quarter number 1. And on to try the extra point, Peterson. Snap low, brought down, and with the wind up and good, 7-0 Andover. Well. DeVellis just let it fly up in the jet stream, and it was a perfect throw to Kopetsky.
It's like I said, a great start for the Huskies. You didn't know how it was going to go. They start with a false start. You're 1st and 15 against a really Elk River is a good football team offensively and defensively, and it was wide open.
That drive, by the way, just 2 plays, and it goes 58 yards for the score. DeVellis to Kopetsky, and that's just the fly route. Just go up the sideline and run, and getting there late was the defender, Jack Sumstead. No chance. And now Peterson's going to kick it off again from the 40-yard line. Once again, more importantly, with the wind. And 2 men back deep, Serrano and Rogers. Probably don't want to deal with Rogers on the near side. Serrano on the far side got the ball.
See if the ball fell off the tee. We'll see if it is able to stay on.
And he gets it away. It's going to be Serrano again from the 10. Off his chest, picks it up, and scrambles up the field, still on his feet over the 20, and then he's piled on at the 21-yard line, maybe the 22, and that's where Elk River will start. Drive number 2. Hey, bobbled it off the shoulder pad.
Well, that's the wind playing with it, where you think it's going to drop, and it just keeps carrying. Kind of like that center fielder who it falls on the behind him. Osterman back in. Elk's got 1 first down on the last drive. And it stalled.
And here they go. As you mentioned, Osterman. And they got running room. Look out. On the run, Rademacher. 30, 20. No one's going to catch him. And Elk River right back in the football game.
Unbelievable. A 77-yard run.
Wow. Just like that, Rademacher, last man there, got a block on the edge and was free. And when you get safeties cheating up and the corners cheating up to stop the run, that can happen. And now Elk River for an extra point to tie.
Well, the touchdowns are flying. This I was at the game. I did the game against in the playoffs, the 60.
Blocked. Extra point blocked. It's on the loose. And it's going to go toward the sideline and whistle down. So Andover maintains a 7-6 lead. But Shane Rademacher, the senior, goes 77 yards.
77 yards. It's his 3rd touchdown on the season. The senior, here's the block. Good snap, and just a low kick. Kicked it right into the back.
Of 89. Mansfield, that may leave a mark.
Might have some stitches just like a baseball.
Well, an explosive run goes without saying. Wouldn't play 77 yards. blocked extra point.
Steve, I have the feeling this may not be the last touchdown we see today.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jim. And that was an explosive play, and that's what's so dangerous about Elk River and the Elks. You just have to find the ball, and these guys get a seam, and look out. And now kicking off for Elk River. Garage. And it's going to be taken at the 29-yard line. Short man stumbles. He almost went a long way. And the up man, Dylan Kirchner, pretty good return. And if he didn't get tripped up, he may have gone all the way.
Absolutely. Kirchner, the second leading rusher on the Huskies as a running back. He's a junior, 165 yards, 1 touchdown. But he knows what to do when he gets the ball, and he was just tripped by a shoelace. And like you said, he would have been gone.
Now we got an official timeout for the moment, with Andover looking at first down and 10 yards to go at their own 39-yard line, leading at 7-6. And here we go. Now it's Wheeler to the left of DeVellis, the quarterback for Andover. Now they'll split him out to the far side. DeVellis going to tuck it under his arm, try to get to the outside. And he's run out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Pretty good pursuit over there defensively by Miles Gordon. He stayed at home.
You know, as a quarterback, he runs like a fullback. And Connor DeVellis was able to get 6 yards as he just lowered his head and was able to pound out 6 yards on that. So nice run by the quarterback.
Sets up second down, 4 yards to go for Andover. His second drive of the game. Masungu comes out of the game, and checking in is Jacob Pete. So Sam Masungu, just an equipment repair, isn't injured. Man goes in motion. That was Kopetsky who caught the touchdown. They're going to run an option near his side. 50, 45, 40, spinning still on his feet. Hard run out of bounds at the 35-yard line is Caden Wheeler.
Well, you had mentioned he was pretty good himself. He's got that puts him over 1,200 yards on the season, and it's a 10th game. Look here, spins, able to break away from tackles, keeps churning down to the 35. Great run for the Huskies.
20-yard gain on that play. First and 10 Andover. They lead it by 1. DeVellis keeps it to the 31-yard line, gain of about 4 before he's wrapped up. You're thinking about pitching it out to Wheeler, but he kept it himself and got a few.
And this is about, that long pass at the beginning of the game makes the defensive backs have to play honestly where they're at. You just don't know if it's a run or pass. You've got to cover your guy, which opens that run up beautifully for the Huskies.
Masungu in the game, split out far to the right with trips. DeVellis, Kopetsky, there's a flag. Look out. 25, 20. This one could be coming back, could be a hold where they threw that one.
Yeah, maybe a ineligible lineman downfield.
They set up that bubble screen to the right, and now we got an Elk down at about the 18-yard line.
Number 76, offense.
You had it called right.
10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Well, that'll move the Huskies back. They had a penalty on the opening play from scrimmage of the game.
Yep.
Didn't see the penalty. It was a little further to the left.
It was kind of a chip block as they were setting up the screen, and it was a hold.
So back to the 42-yard line, turns out to be an 11-yard hold. DeVellis takes the snap, steps up. Now he's on the run, and it's going to get hit at the 37-yard line. Good defensive play there by the Elks as DeLayden chopped him down. Lucas DeLayden, junior linebacker. And he hung in there and got him around the legs and brought him down, because you're right. DeVellis, when he gets ahead of steam, is hard to bring down.
Well, you're in 4-down territory right now, so you don't have to get a first down here. They'll get 5 or 6.
Third down and 13. DeVellis back over the middle. A dart caught at the 30-yard line. Good move to the middle. Still on his feet at the 20-yard line is the receiver, Ben Audette.
Every time that ball gets into Audette's hands, he delivers a blow before, like you said, a dart, cuts up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and runs over a couple for an extra 5 yards. So outstanding play by Matt Audette.
Play action. They come near side on the slant. Touchdown. What a throw. Evan Colmus on the receiving end of a beauty off the arm of quarterback Connor DeVellis.
That was an outstanding play. The whole defense followed Wheeler as it looked like it was kind of a sweep. And Kalmus is left one-on-one. He cut in to the post, and Kalmus is senior with his 4th touchdown on the year.
On to try the extra point. Peterson 1 for 1 so far with the win. Snap spot, kick. Floats through good. 14-6. Andover, and that was DeVellis to Kalmus, 19 yards out. And I'll tell you what, Connor DeVellis throwing a beautiful ball with the win in quarter number 1.
Yep, yeah, you're right. And we'll see if that changes in quarter number 2. But we've had 3 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes.
6-play, 61-yard drive by Andover. Touchdown once again was DeVellis to Kalmus. And just a beautiful slant. Not much a defender could do. Pretty good coverage on it, but perfectly thrown ball.
Yeah.
And now Elk River, can they answer back? And over the years, the answer is yes. They can answer back.
Yeah, over the years is correct.
Rocco Serrano to the left. Here on the near side, Dylan Rogers. Or Serrano on the far side, Rogers. Near side for Elk River. Ball blows off. And the officials will quickly lose patience and say you got to bring a guy in to hold the ball, and that's what we're seeing right now. They're not going to stand for that very long. So now we have a holder. And the key is not to look at the ball here. Just stare at the sideline and hope he doesn't kick your hand off. And he comes to the ball line, drives Serrano again at the 5. He's to the 10. Over the 20, has some running room and got hauled down at the 32. Good tackle from behind by Kalmus, but we have a flag and Elk River could be marched back. We'll see.
Yeah, that came in late. Have to see.
Holding, number 29 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
After the touchdown, Nate Bieberg, who was called for holding, went up with Coach DeVellis and talked to the referee about the call, wanted to understand the call, and it was a civil conversation between the 3 of them, and that really shows you what kind of coach and DeVellis is when he's asking the questions and trying to get clarity. So good moment by coaching. Wind is blowing hard.
Osterman, the quarterback. And they're going to try that end around. No, actually it's Rogers this time. Rogers takes it near the 20-yard line. They've just done a wonderful job over the years. If you haven't seen Elk River play in person and you don't have binoculars, and I do, it's still hard to figure out who has the ball. It's terrific. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, last time the Huskies played the Elks, I'll tell you after this play what the coaches said about how they make adjustments.
And that is the touchdown man, Rademacher, over the 21. And it's going to set up 3rd down and short for Elk River. They need the 23.
Samuel Angel with a good tackle on that one.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, one of the adjustments is you'd like to have both safeties come up into the play, but as you saw on the long touchdown run by Rademacher, you cheat up too far, you can get burned. So now it is 3rd down and 1 yard to go. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. And this is a quarterback, Osterman. He's going to throw it. Mark that one down. Nobody home. And the intended receiver out there was Lackmiller over the 40-yard line. And it'll be 4th down. And Elk River's going to punt again into the wind. So a rare pass.
It was a rare pass. And Lackmiller was open. And I think Osterman was trying to play with the wind a little bit, but it's just a little bit too far.
20th pass attempt of the year for the Elks.
Well,
right there.
That's something.
So it
a little
is
bit
unusual,
of a landmark, yeah.
And this is game number 10 for the Elks. And the punt is away, and that goes out of bounds over on the far side of the field. Just a tough spot for a punter here, and that certainly didn't go the way of the punter, Kiaraj.
Yeah, not much you can do. You try to hit a spiral so it goes through, it cuts through the wind, and it just went off the side of his foot and went out. Huskies great field position at the 33.
2:47 to go in the quarter. 2 drives for Andover in this quarter. 2 touchdowns. They lead it 14-6. I don't know if we have a scoreboard outage, but they haven't given Elk River on the scoreboard here at Husky Stadium credit for the 6 points they did score. DeVellis with Wheeler to his left. Here's Wheeler. Cut back up the middle. Still on his feet, grinding to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. First down Andover.
It's amazing how well he's able, what his vision is through that hole. And great job with the blocking downfield by those linemen to be able to just keep pushing.
So Caden Wheeler, a first down. He's so good inside. Here's Wheeler again, cuts it back as he gets it inside the 15 to maybe the 14-yard line. And he is so elusive and runs with power. It's just fun to watch.
5'10", 180 pounds. So he's not, his stature is not big, but he runs bigger than the 180 pounds that he's listed at.
Gain of 5 yards, second down, 5 yards to go. DeVellis with Wheeler to his right. 2 wide receivers left. Actually 3, and 1 goes in motion. They're going to give it to Wheeler, end around, cuts it back near the 10-yard line before he's finally tripped up there. And that is very close to a first down, but should be about a yard short.
He cut it back and just got tripped up right at the end there. So it is third and inches.
DeVellis, man goes in motion. Wheeler again, running room to the end zone, touchdown!
Well, right now you need to, if you're Caden Wheeler, you go up and you pat Alex Frostley, Nowak, and Kosek, your interior linemen, as they just plowed the road. You can see Frostley down there, and really an outstanding job. Brendan Larson down there. Great job by the Huskies offensive line. Now looking to go up 21-6.
22nd touchdown of the year for Wheeler. And he carried the load on that short drive. Extra point try with the wind is good. 21-6 Andover here in the Section 7 Class 5A title game on a breezy Friday night in November, but all in all pretty comfortable considering the wind. We could be talking major wind chill here.
Well, wind chill or snow, there's been many a time. I know, Steve, through the years, I'm sure you've called some of these sectional final games when it is, they had to plow the field before they could play.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And it really is no fun.
Yeah, no, it's no fun. It's no fun for any of the fans. I mean, it's the fans, the players, the officials, the announcers.
Well, and that's one where Andover took advantage of the wind on a short field, 33 yards.
Yep.
A lot of Caden Wheeler. He caps it off with a 10-yard touchdown run. His 22nd of the year. Extra point by Peterson was good. 21-6 Huskies. Ranked number 3, 9-0. Elk River, number 7 and 7-2. And remember, they met in week 2. And Andover won a tight game here on the turf at a Husky Stadium, 28-13. Andover, they're playing very well tonight.
They are. Their offense is turbocharged with, from the first play or the second play on, with the 76-yard pass. Or I'm sorry, the 61-yard pass.
So they switch it up, and moving over to the other side is Rogers. Rogers trying to use his speed, and he gets wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Good play there by the Andover Huskies special teams to run him down. They tried to switch it up, but Tate Johnson made the play for Andover. Here's a look at that weather.
54 degrees. The wind is strong. It's blowing out of the south at 20 miles an hour, which brings up that nice warm temperature, but gusting up to 30, mostly cloudy. Not a lot of humidity.
1:10 to go in the quarter. Elk River starts drive at their 16, their 23, their 13, now the 25. And they need to get something going here. Did they draw Andover off? No, got back. Right side of that defensive line. Osterman. And up the middle, look out, here's Rogers, 50, 40, 30, and he gets hauled down at the 16-yard line, and then a flag comes flying, probably a face mask on Matt Binstock. But Rogers breaks loose, and Dylan Rogers gets Andover late in the quarter, 59.4 to go in the quarter in scoring position. This could go half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a horse collar, a personal foul of some nature.
Horse collar tackle, number 9 of the kicking team. Half the distance. First down.
So another big run by the Elks. They're not going quietly into the night.
Well, it was a 60-yard run, and they go a half the distance to the goal as they tack on the penalty. He got it to the 15-yard line. Then the penalty will take it inside the 10.
Should be about the 7.5, I would think.
Yeah. Well, if my Anoka Hennepin math holds up, yes. and you're right. Riverview Elementary no longer exists over in Brooklyn Park, but my middle school teachers at Jackson and then ultimately at Anoka would be thrilled that,
Yes,
I got that. So here we are. First down, Elk River.
That's something you could put on the refrigerator. Trying to figure out who has the ball.
Rogers.
Rogers did, yep.
And he lost ground. Back to the 9-yard line.
Jeremiah Constant with some good pressure up front. The Elk River, they've got three 300-pounders on that line. Big, young men. And Constant was able to get through and make a good tackle.
Here comes Elk River. Could be final play of the quarter. Osterman under center. And the ball carrier inside the 5 to the 3-yard line was Logan Bunker, number 14.
Number 19, Joe Jusak.
I thought it was Bunker for sure. 14. Yeah, Logan Bunker.
And he's down to the 3.
Yeah. I actually saw that handoff in my binoculars.
That's good.
And Bunker will take it down to the 3. When we come back, Elk River knocking on the door as we start quarter number 2. But a big first quarter as Andover leads Elk River 21-6 here on QCTV and QCTV.org.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
We're ready to go. Quarter number two. Elk River knocking on the door. Ball at the 3-yard line. Osterman, the quarterback. Toward the goal line is Bunker again. And Bunker gets it down to the 1-yard line, doesn't score, but that'll set up a 1st and goal. No, actually a 4th down.
Yeah, it'll be 4th
because
down.
the penalty took it to the 7, setting up the 1st and goal there. So it is 4th down, Elk River right at the 1-yard line. But that was Bunker again. Osterman comes in with the play. Big spot early in the second. 21-6 Andover. Rogers right behind the quarterback, Osterman. He's going to sneak for it. Did he get it? No signal yet. They're going to unpile and find out where the football is. Elk River says they scored. No! Andover stops them at the goal line.
And I think it was Samuel Angel who had his nose in there and blew up the play as Osterman.
Hellickson was there as well late. And
Osterman there.
Constant hobbling a little bit. He was laid off the field. They are all plugging it up in the middle.
Not able to see really who took that out, but that is what an incredible defensive stand. As Elk River really needed that. They needed some points out of that drive.
Well, after the huge run by Rogers, going 60 yards, and now Andover starts in the shadow of their own goal line, 10:51 to go, or 10:59 to go, first quarter. And DeVella standing in his own end zone, and now we got a timeout.
What Andover was trying to do there was just draw them off sides.
Of the half.
And right now, to be honest, why call a timeout? Half the distance to the goal is an inch. Yeah. So the penalty is not going to necessarily affect if the play clock was running down. I mean, I've seen that many times in college where they get under center and they just keep barking until they take the penalty.
It is a danger zone when you don't have the quarterback under center because in this situation you'll typically see on first down the quarterback try and sneak and get a little breathing room, a yard or two. But with DeVella standing in the end zone, then the snap's got to be good. Now, granted, it's with the wind, so not as big a deal. But Andover does not want to give up 2 points and then have to free kick into the wind. Which would give Elk River outstanding field position. So this is a huge spot in the game. Number one, ball security. Number two, don't give up the safety. So Andover gets it sorted out here early in quarter number two, leading at 21-6. DeVellis with Wheeler to his left. Caden Wheeler, a touchdown run from 10 yards. DeVellis, 2 touchdown passes. Kopetsky and Kalmas, he's going to call his own number and keep it and get a little running room out to the 3-yard line before he's wrapped up. A number of Elks surround him, including Cruz Clay. So we got a couple, and so far so good.
Ben Audette is actually in as a tight end. You really never see, they usually spread out, but Audette is in as a tight end to help block.
DeVellis taking his time, checks his sideline, sends Wheeler over to his left from the 3. He's going to play action, and on the slant, the intended receiver was Audette, and just overshot him a little bit. That could have been the win there. Audette was open, but now it'll set up 3rd down and 8.
The Huskies need to get at least 5 yards and give them a little more breathing room for this punt if they don't make the first down. But positive yards are important.
Kopetsky over on the left. DeVellis long count. Wheeler to his right. Now Kopetsky in motion. And now he got a snap. And I think that's going to be a delay.
I think they...
Or a false start.
It's a false start, either on Kopetsky or Sungu.
Dead ball. False start. Number 61 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal.
No act.
Repeat 3rd down.
So now it's still 3rd and doable. And there you see just a flinch.
Yeah, there was.
So from the 3 to the 1.5.
You're still using that math. That's incredible. That's awesome.
Man.
Nice job.
I was paying attention. DeVellis is going to throw it near sideline, too far from Masungu, out at the 11-yard line, out of bounds. And now Andover is going to have to punt. Not a lot of room.
No.
And Elk River figures to get it in outstanding field position.
Yeah, really nice 3-and-out by the defense from Elk River. Good coverage. You can see the wind playing with DeVellis's pass on 2 of those. They're not. They're going to have to figure out how to use their ground game.
The quarterback Osterman is the punt return man, standing at the 30-yard line. And they get the kick away, and it goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Another short kick, almost a carbon copy of what we saw out of the Elk River punter. And that's a tough spot for the punter to be in. Landon Nelson. That isn't easy.
No, you've got to get, it's one step and kick. You're going into a 33-mile-an-hour gusty wind, and he got it out to the 21. So that's where the Elks will start.
Elk River by far and away their best starting field position right now, and Cato Osterman is the quarterback. Rogers the middleman in that T formation. Second man through, gets it, not much. And the ball carrier there was Rademacher. Rademacher had that long touchdown run for Elk River, their lone touchdown of the game. It came on their second possession in the first quarter. 77-yard touchdown run, their only play from scrimmage on that drive.
Well, other than that, the Huskies have shut Rademacher down. He's got 4 carries for 78 yards.
Maybe lost a little ground there. We'll still call it second down, a long 10. Now they're going to try Rogers, and he's gone. Beautiful ball fake. It fooled Andover, and Rogers goes 21 for the score, and now it's 21-12.
He's such a dynamic. He's only 5'6". He got the ball and made a quick cutback. Great job by our camera guys to stay on Rogers. And there's the answer that Elk River was looking for.
21-yard touchdown run. We'll see if they go for 2. They had their first extra point try blocked. And it looks like Osterman is going to come on, and they are going to go for 2. Rogers gets a score. Rogers. Nope.
Unsuccessful.
Yeah. Rogers took it, and he got stacked up almost immediately. And an outstanding job by Andover to find him and knock him down. It is 21-12, but Elk River takes advantage of the short field and claw back into this football game.
So you had mentioned the scoreboard issue. At the beginning of the game, they were working on, and parts of the scoreboard are out, including just the Elk River side. And one of the Huskies came up and told me while I was down on the field that they don't need it anyways. Of course, I think he'd like to take that back. We did have a call on the score of the game. Joe Rulin texted in the score of 35-20 Huskies. And that may be at the end of the half. He didn't clarify exactly what the score was going to be.
Yeah, there you go.
There's Joe's need to know.
Folks, by contract, whether Joe's working the game or not, we've got to squeeze that in. Part of his deal.
Yep. Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
he negotiated hard for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Joe's need to know 35-20. Andover.
And you're right, that could be a halftime prediction by Joe. All right, they tee it up, wind blew it down. They get one try at it, and then the official will step in. Garage. Boots it in the air, pretty good kick. Taken at the 5-yard line. Wheeler's got room over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good return by Caden Wheeler and Andover.
Man,
up 21-12.
He is electric. He just came right up the gut and just a couple of slight cuts and just about took it to the house. Good tackle.
Yeah, he is just terrific.
Rammered.
Inside.
Yeah.
He's got that blend of power and good cutting ability. And here we are at the 37-yard line. 9:16 to go. Second quarter. Andover up by 9. DeVellis calls his own number over the 40. Powers his way to the 44-yard line before he's finally wrapped up by Elk River's Hickman.
Steve, we have one final in from today. We've got Cooper beating Armstrong 14-13. Cooper going to the state tournament.
Gain of 7. Here's DeVellis again running. Still on his feet over the 50 all the way to the 44-yard line. He just kept kind of staggering forward. Eric Anderson was there, also coming out of the bottom of the pile.
Look
Daniel
at the push.
Yogi.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Steve, but looking the push of the offensive line, they built a wall and just drove the Elks backwards.
Gain of 12 on that play. DeVellis again off the right side. This time not as much, maybe a few. Did he lose the ball? The officials are saying no. His forward progress was stopped, and then it came loose down at the 41-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, so it's all been Connor DeVellis running the football right now into that wind. 8:25 to go, and a pretty good strategy by Andover.
Yep.
Try and shorten this quarter. You're going into the wind. Run the ball.
Yep.
Work the clock. You don't want to give it right back to Elk River. He's going to fake, throw downfield. Masungu at the 16 and out of bounds. His momentum carried him out inside the 10-yard line, but they set it up beautifully. DeVellis, like he was going to run, then pulls up and found Sam Masungu wide open down the sideline. Here it is, Jim.
Yeah, excellent play. And he just got caught by the turf monster and was able to stepped out at the 5.
Here's Wheeler up the gut inside the 5, stacked up at maybe the 3-yard line. But a 26-yard gain down to the 5, and now a run to the 3. And Andover knocking on the door here midway through quarter number 2, up 21-12. Wheeler to the left to DeVellis. Like how the line turns and looks back at the coaching staff. A great shot of it. Now Wheeler will come over to the right. And the snap. Here's DeVellis toward the end zone. Touchdown, Andover.
Well, that was all Connor DeVellis. 4 carries for over 20 yards, 25 yards on that drive. You can see right here, great, again, another great push by the offensive line. And Wheeler, who's been in the end zone already, helps the officials with the call. And that's a touchdown for Connor DeVellis, his 5th of the year on the ground.
And Andover uncorks that 63-yard drive into the wind. Snap, spot. And the kick is good. So 4 for 4 and extra points, 3 with the win, 1 into the wind. And it's 28-12, Andover.
Well, this has been a game of answering the drive, and after really a great defensive stand that just kind of prolonged a touchdown by the Elks with a 3-and-out and a punt and then a 20-yard touchdown run. This offense for Andover is tough. You can't put too many people in the box to stop the run, and when they did that, you'd see the hunt. It's deer hunting, and obviously the student section is ready to head out after the game.
6 plays, 63 yards, and 158. Connor DeVellis, a 3-yard touchdown run. Extra point made by Peterson, and it's 28-12 Andover. Still a long time to go for Elk River, and they are with the win, and they've shown big playability on the ground for sure, and certainly are not out of this football game. And the one thing Andover hasn't done, and I really believe the one thing you can't do against Elk River is turn the football over. And,
nope.
Generally that's true, but I think Elk River, you give them a short field, turn the ball over, get the defense worn down, and it spells trouble.
It does, and each game is different. This was basically the score of the first game after playing 48 minutes.
Joe's prediction is it majored out at this point, 28-12. Unless, of course, it is that first half prediction.
Yeah.
Here's one bouncing short. Look out. And Elk River fell asleep. That could be Andover's ball. Let's see. It is. Well, for some reason, the Elk River Elks let that one bounce, and no one pounced on it.
OBIFA, who got into the scrum down there, has made a bunch of plays on special teams this year. They're right there, an outstanding play to rustle that ball away. He's got a nose for the football, and he showed it right there.
Rule number 1 on a short kick, get that ball. And Andover all over it. Great kick coverage. And now they send the offense right back out on the field. DeVellis and Wheeler in the backfield looking for more, up 28-12. DeVellis up the gut inside the 20 to 18-yard line.
Well, there's no secret to what their formula is into the wind. Connor DeVellis with a outstanding job of just holding on to that ball, making sure it has good ball security.
Masungu near his side. 2 receivers split out to the left. And they set up that pass to Masungu down the near sideline with 3 runs in a row by DeVellis. Now they have Wheeler to his left. Wheeler's going to get it up the middle, still on his feet, and then bounced back at the 16-yard line. Pretty good hit there.
It was, yep. And really, we're seeing a unicorn. They have a tight end that's has been in to help blocking. Now, I would look for a little bit of a bubble screen over to Kopetsky.
They need about 3 here. The scoreboard says 3rd down and 4. We'll go with that. Wheeler slips around. DeVellis to his right now. And Wheeler's going to get it. Tries to get to the outside, avoids a tackle, still on his feet to the 10, maybe the 9. That'll be a first down. Boy, a good move to sidestep a would-be tackler in Jack Sumstead and keep it alive and get a first down for Andover.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and goal.
At the 9-yard line. Boy, a good run to the outside. Watch it here as he avoids that tackle.
Yeah.
As Sumstead tried to trip him up, and he was able to get around him. DeVellis. He's going to keep it at the 5 and gets belted down at the 4-yard line. Sumstead tripped him up, and then he got help. But a gain of 5 on that play.
I tell you what, they are racking up the carries, both these two. You see right there, just lowers the boom.
Yeah,
good tag.
Not afraid to dish out the punishment. DeVellis and Wheeler. Wheeler in the backfield, got hit, still on his feet, and maybe gets a yard. Boy, good hard running, though. He got hit in the backfield almost immediately after he took the handoff. And then finally Miles Gordon wraps him up.
Yeah, really. Wow, he's like Houdini back there. He's able to get out of trouble.
Down to the 2. DeVellis tries to get to the outside. Now gives it back to Wheeler, and Wheeler's going to go end around and score a touchdown. DeVellis was stopped, but pitched it back to Wheeler, and he goes the other way and gets to the end zone. Incredible.
That's called situational awareness by both DeVellis and Wheeler. It started out as an option, and it looked like DeVellis was just going to take it, ran into two, and then he pitches it. Great job by Wheeler to reverse the field. And look at that. Helmus out there still blocking on the far side.
So Wheeler the touchdown. His second of the game, 23rd of the year. 34-12 at the moment. High snap, brought down. Kick is good again. Well, Peterson having a night, kicking extra points. That was something else. And the only argument Elk River could have is if DeVellis had his knee down on that play. Now, we're not going to review it. Let's take a look at it again. As he goes to the outside, no, the knee is not down. He got that pitch away to Wheeler, and then Wheeler goes all the way across the field to get to the end zone.
That's incredible play, and like I said, just great situational awareness. And it started. You made the call and started talking about turnovers, and right on the on cue with the kickoff became a turnover for the Huskies, and it's something their 28th turnover of the year. Takeaway of the year, and they turn it into points. Anytime that you've got a short field like that, it makes the offense look really good.
6 plays, 23 yards, just over 2.5 minutes, capped off by the Wheeler improbable touchdown run. And Wheeler's got his second on the ground of the game. And it's already 35-12 Andover, still 4:35 to go. Alex Abdel Kiram will hold for Peter. No, now he gets back up. The official says you don't have to hold this one. So
it was a fake.
Peterson kicks it away into the wind. Pretty good kick into the wind. Taken at the 14-yard line. And coming up the field, Serrano gets it over the 30. And I think they're going to call him down right at the 30-yard line, and that's where Elk River. Now it's imperative the Elk River Elks get points here before the end of the half.
Yeah, it really is. You've got 4:29, which is plenty of time, especially with how many big plays they've had. They've had 2, 177, one run of 60. And Andover really needs to just hold serve right now. They get the ball back in the second quarter, or second half.
Cato Osterman's going to bring him up. The full house, the tee behind him. He's going to keep it, try the end around right side. He gets wrapped up almost immediately. Andover read it beautifully. Everybody stayed at home. And Blake Berg.
Well, the one thing about this offense, it just wears down a defense. Well, the defense hasn't been out on the field for about the last 20 minutes.
And for Elk River, with the wind, against the wind, only matters in the field position game and the kicking game.
Yep.
As far as what they do and run the football, they threw their 20th pass of the year early. There's one up the middle. First man through, the ball carrier there. Tate Thole. Or was that Rogers? Yeah, it was Rogers.
Yep.
Rogers took that over the 25, or the 35. Gain of a couple. And it'll set up 3rd down and 4. This is a big spot for Elk River. They do not want to give it back to Andover right now. The way they're running the football with DeVellis and Wheeler.
Yeah, this is almost 4-down territory. If you can make it 4th down and 2, I think they'll go for it.
And Rademacher, who has a long touchdown run, got it very close to a first down, and I agree. I would think head coach Steve Hamilton is saying, here late in the quarter, I mean, even though you bring in the punter and you're going to probably be able to uncork a good one and set him back, but it is going to be fourth down and about 2, just shy of the 39-yard line.
And they're going for it.
So, actually, officially, fourth down and a long 1. They need to get it to the 40. Osterman under center.
Yeah, it's false
and then we
start.
got Muja. That doesn't help.
Yeah, false start. They're going to move it back by 5. We'll see if they punt now. And they're going to.
Yeah, Steve Hamilton's going to kick it away. Once again, with the win, hopefully he can pin Andover down and keep them off the board. That one hurts.
Dead ball. False start. Number 2 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat fourth down.
Yep. Number 77.
Yeah, 2 is the quarterback. Yeah. I don't know if the 2 can false start, but there was movement on the left side of the line. We saw it there pretty clearly on the replay. And like they're going to punt it away. Iraj gets a bounce. Big Elk River bounce with the wind. The wind's going to carry this one probably to the 10-yard line, maybe down to the 9. Look at that.
A nice
that's exactly
56-yard punt.
No. 2:05 to go. Still plenty of time for Andover the way they've scored here tonight. And Andover has only had to punt the football once in the game. Opening drive, touchdown.
Yep.
Second drive of the game, touchdown. And they're up 35-12. Their only punt coming early in this quarter. And that was with their backs against the wall and gave Elk River a short field, and they took advantage. Not only with their backs against the wall, but into the wind. Here's DeVellis. Ball at the 9-yard line. Wheeler, not much. Maybe the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play there by Caleb Sandstrom. Junior linebacker, 6'4", 210. That's a good, solid play. And anytime you can hold Wheeler to a yard or less, you're doing well.
13 carries, 70 yards for Wheeler in the first half, 2 touchdowns.
10th game of the year. There's Wheeler. Still on his feet to the 14. What a good defensive play there by the Elks. P.J. Bono made the play. They did a pretty good job.
It'll be 3rd down and 4.
DeVellis waits the snap. Andover in control. Wheeler not much, just stacked up. Good play by the Elks coming out of the bottom of the pile. There's Jesse Hickman.
I think the clock is stopped right now. I wonder if there's a timeout by Elk River.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Elk River.
Yeah, Elk River's going to get the ball punting into this wind in very good field position. Yep. Good call by Steve Hamilton. He's going to talk it over. And why not give your team another shot? 35-12 game. You get a score, you get a 2, and then all of a sudden, 35-20, and it's more doable. So he's trying to give his team this chance.
Please reset clock to 52 seconds.
So they'll get 5 more on the clock.
Yep.
And when they reset it, then we'll get an update there on the bottom of your screen. You see some other scores coming around. Perennial Power, Hutchinson. Lead over Faribault. Section final night around the state. Second round in 6A, but 5A through 9-man section finals all over the state. And everybody trying to get to the state tournament and take a step closer to getting to U.S. Bank Stadium.
Absolutely.
One more round outside in the state tournament, and then Semifinals go indoors, and that's a big goal. Preple, the ultimate.
Big one down in Mankato for 5A. Chaska versus Mankato West. Mankato
Section
West,
2.
yeah, is outstanding. However, they haven't played a whole lot of people. They haven't played a whole lot of 5A.
Yeah, there's no doubt that section is the marquee section in 5A. With all due respect to 7, a lot of good teams in Section 2 down there. There's a kick into the wind. That's going to bounce, and Andover's going to pounce on it over at the 35-yard line.
Really pretty nice punt with 43 seconds left. That was Landon Nelson who was able to get it out. So it's 34 yards. It's not the 20 yards that they had previously.
So Elk River has an opportunity down 35-12 to tack some on here at the end of the half. 43.4 seconds remaining here in this half. Osterman's the quarterback. Rogers, the middleman in that team. Rogers, not much. And they keep wrestling and fighting and battling in there. And Elk River's got to hurry up. 28 seconds to go. Osterman brings them up again. Osterman calls his own number, tries to go end around, nothing doing. First player there for the Andover Huskies was Berg. Berg slowed him down, and then he got help. Terrific play. Clock stopped, 9.7 to go.
That was relentless pursuit. If there's
a flag,
penalty,
yep.
yeah, there's maybe a face mask. It might be a face mask or a hold. Let's see.
Illegal helmet contact. Number 25, the defense.
That was Berg.
That's a 15-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
And Berg was the first player on the scene. I'd love to see the replay on what it was, unless he actually grabbed the helmet, because they didn't call a face mask.
Well,
but
it might be
maybe it was a slap, or let's see right here.
Yeah, I think he lowered his head.
Yeah,
I don't.
But he popped
right there,
back up. Yeah,
Boy, I don't know.
Yeah, because he went in low on Osterman. So I don't know. In 25, Berg was the first one on the scene. I didn't see the penalty. Osterman's going to throw over the middle as a man at the goal line. Touchdown, Elk River. How about that?
And that's Caleb Sandstrom.
Sandstrom catches the touchdown pass from Osterman. And that is his third of the year. Third touchdown pass of the year. So Elk River doesn't throw it a lot, just their 21st pass of the season in their third touchdown. And now it's 35-18. That was a good throw.
It was. It caught the Huskies really dedicated to the run on that defense, and Sandstrom was wide open. And the wind. Why not? Ball in the ground again. Yep.
Osterman pounced on it, but they won't get two, so they've struggled at an extra point block. Failed on a two, fail on another two there, but it's 35-18 now.
Yeah, Osterman's hurt.
And Osterman got banged up scrambling after that. And one of the things that Steve Hamilton told me is, concern about injuries at quarterback. Hasn't been able to keep guys healthy, and looks like he's walking a little bit better as he leaves the field to play. But he may have pulled something trying to scramble for that ball there. I don't know if he got hit. We'll see it right here.
It was right on the exchange. He loses it. He dives in for it, and looks like he just got rolled up on.
Yeah.
He's reaching for that ankle.
Yeah, just kind of darted after it. But what a throw, though, by Osterman to Sandstrom. And let's see on the year, Sandstrom, that, like I say, this is their 22nd pass of the year by my count. And Sandstrom, his first touchdown, his fourth reception of the year, P.J. Bono had the other 2 touchdowns receiving. So
really great answer with only 3 seconds left. You have a little momentum going in. You're going to give the ball back to Andover gets the ball to start the second half. But really a good answer. They're in this game.
And they're going to squib kick. It takes a bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds.
So they'll get it at the 40.
I don't think Andover's going to do anything into the wind too crazy here, other than maybe take a knee and head into halftime up 35-18. But that just goes to show.
Out of bounds.
Yeah.
By the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
A little windy down on the field.
Here's Andover. Should be the final play of quarter number 2. And they're in their victory formation. DeVellis just going to take a knee, and that will do it. So Andover, quite a first half, as they've taken a 35-18 lead over the Elk River Elks in the Section 7 Class 5A championship game. Stick around. We have our halftime show coming up, and then quarters 3 and 4 here on QCTV and QCTV.org.
Because of you, I felt hopeless. I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me. Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Why couldn't the Wait, heard about the scarecrow who won an award? He was outstanding in his field.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka girls swimming team. They're a young team, but they're not letting that slow them down. Let's head out to the pool and take a look at the Tornadoes.
This year kind of feels more like 2019. We are more together, but still, I'd say, like, with the practices, our practices are separate for JV and varsity. So there's still like a divide between teams, and like we still have a limited amount of people in like certain places. And it's more like the people are just trying to get back together than they were from last year, where we didn't have any interaction.
It does feel a little bit more normal. Last year we were always very divided and very separate. And I didn't even get to like meet some new people last year, so I feel like I'm getting to like meet them for the very first time, so it's pretty great.
Well, we lost 7 seniors who were all section qualifiers the last couple years. And then we lost another swimmer to volleyball because she wanted to play volleyball, a good swimmer. So we have 8 pretty important spots to fill And we have young 8th and 9th and 10th graders that are gonna step up this year, gonna have to step up to fill some spots. We saw some stepping up last night at conference relays, and we'll just have to put more pressure on them, and it's gonna be fun. Young team.
When I first joined, I was just like, you know what, this is a very hard sport, but then the people on the team really just showed me how great it was, and I fell in love with it.
Swimming's unique because it's not like any other sport. You're in a pool, and I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of work swimming goes through. Like, we're here during the summer, we have 2 practices a day where we're 6 hours at the pool. It's just a huge fun sport, and you're always tired and hungry.
I do see a lot of new swimmers who are really just wanting to get better, and I see that, and I'm just really excited to where we can take them.
If we just work on each person, if each person works on themselves, our team goals happen. And we just do the best we can and work with each individual athlete, and it comes together as a team.
What makes swimming unique? It's like Jade said, it's very different because you're in the water by yourself, except you have a whole team by you. So even though you're working to push yourself better, you're still working for your team, and that's what I like about it.
You see them at football games, but have you ever thought about what goes into pep band prep for each game? Let's head out onto the new turf at Huskies Stadium to learn more.
My name is James Loyacano. I am a senior at Andover High School, and I play the mellophone. Previous years I played the tenor saxophone. I've switched to brass this year, try something a little bit new.
And how do you like the switch so far?
At first it was quite difficult, not gonna lie, new technique and everything, but surprisingly I actually enjoy it right now. I've got great people in my section. I've got a lot of people who are also brass members that make it easier because they always like to give me tips and whatnot, so it's so much easier instead of just going in the blind like I've done with other things.
How long have you been with the Andover Band program?
I've been about 4 years now, joined my freshman year. Pretty much that's stayed the same as it is, except this year with the change. Otherwise, it's pretty smooth.
How's Sam as a director?
Very fun. We get the job done. That's very important, and we like to have a lot of fun along the way. So it's a great experience.
So, working with Sam, is there anything you're building up to this year? Any big events?
Really, it's just to get better at being a music audition and maybe go to college and participate in a different, college band. Eau Claire looks kind of interesting, Mankato, something like that. So it would be a great way to get some experience.
I'm Deuce Freiland. I am a senior this year, and I play the trumpet in the Andover High School marching band.
And how long have you been with Andover?
I have been in the program for 3 years now. I started in 2019, and then I fell in love with it, and I've been in it ever since.
Have you always stuck with the trumpet, or have you tried different instruments?
I've always stuck with trumpet. I got to stay close to my roots. My family was brass players. They all played trumpet, and so I just have to play trumpet too. Yes, I have been playing trumpet since 6th grade. And so, my freshman year, I was offered to join, and I said no and play baseball instead. And then my freshman going into sophomore year, I was like, you know what, I want to try this out. And so I joined, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. We have a really, really strong show this year. We really do. And so I think, we might go back to Yims. We're holding on to the championship, and so hopefully we can just get it. Hopefully we can get it again and, be state champions for Class A. But whatever happens, happens. We had a great season so far. We're going to keep having a good season. And, any outcome is a good outcome as long as we finish through and have fun.
The Rebels cross-country team is a strong group this year. They're looking to compete in their section with some of the top teams in the area.
I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with my friends because everyone on this team has a very close bond. And I'm also looking forward to the chance of going to state because I never would have thought that would ever be a possibility at all.
Some of my goals are that I'd really like to get a personal best this year in my 5K time. And I also would like to hopefully have our team go to state.
It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna be a leader, and I really hope that I can be an inspiration for first years and everybody else.
To be a leader and to put in the most effort that I can for each practice, and to show everybody else that they can put in effort too. My goal personally this year is to break 17 minutes, and that should set us up for going to state this year.
I think we're going to be a pretty spectacular team just based on visually what it looked like at our own home meet last Friday, where you saw packs of 2s and 3s up front in the top 15, both boys and girls. That's pretty impressive.
I originally started because of my dad. He runs marathons, and so I decided that it'd be fun to join cross country in 7th grade. And I really liked it, and I found that it was something I was good at and I could improve on, and I had a lot of friends that I made, and it was a great atmosphere.
I was doing Nordic skiing in the winter, and once I finally realized that a lot of my other friends on the team were doing track and cross country, I eventually decided to do it myself. And I stay in the sport because I really like the community-based activities and the racing atmosphere and the support that comes with this large and great community.
Girls team, I'm going to say the depth 1 through 10. It's the deepest team we've had as far as high-end quality, and not a lot of separation between numbers 1 through 7. Well, even that, based on performances on Friday, 1 through 12 was pretty tight. I think we were like 1 minute, under 1 minute between our number 1 and number 5 from their finish times. So that's phenomenal. On the boys' side, I think the other teams are going to have less expectations of us. We're going to have higher expectations of our performance, and that showed. We were 3rd on Friday, competing against a strong Hopkins team and an Orono team, which should be, well, close to being ranked. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as channel 859 and at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
We've been undergoing construction, the process of it, for about 3 years, and we're finally getting towards the end of that cycle. Most things are starting to wrap up and get completed here, but we started with getting rid of our portable classrooms, getting an addition to our curricular classroom areas inside the building. We put a balcony in our auditorium and made other additions to our lunchroom and things like that. That was phase 1. And then we moved on to phase 2, which we're getting close to completing right now, and that's more in the athletic area. And it all basically starts right here. This hallway already existed, but it was just a plain buff-colored hallway. So we've done some things with some artwork, some branding to be able to make this feel a little bit more like home. We've changed the flooring. It used to be just a regular tile floor, but we have this rubberized flooring that is a lot more useful. We can do some running and warm-up exercises on this and actually utilize this as a training and a teaching space if we need to. Behind this wall, we've reconfigured our physical education offices, and so our coaches and our PE teachers can have a collaborative space in there. They have some TV screens and some larger banquet or conference tables where they can do some collaborating there and work together. And as we worked to design this space, we wanted to make it as functional as possible. So you'll see that embedded in the floor, we have some dot stations, we have our speed ladders and things like that. So those are permanently affixed there. It's a training space, it's a usable space. Everything from this threshold going down in the hallway is brand new. And we're really excited. We just feel that some of the facilities that we now have are giving us access that are really going to change the culture of what we're able to do and our expectations and our plans and our goals and things like that. What I'm sitting in right now used to be part of our old weight room, which is now our PE classroom and a team space, a teaching space, instructional space, which we've never had before in the Phi Ed area. And so this is a space now, obviously a classroom can sit in here, and for instructional and physical education they can use that. But we can also use that for after school, our sports. They can have an offensive or a defensive football meeting here, or a basketball team can come in here and have a meeting. So this has been a tremendous space already for us, just this summer and early fall. And behind me here is our new fitness facility, our strength and fitness, our weight room, whatever you want to call it, but absolutely beautiful, state-of-the-art, 5,000 square feet. We have 24 individual workstations. We can get about 100 kids in here all doing their workouts all at the same time. We also have some of the other auxiliary machines and cardio and all of that in there, all in one space. Oh, and we do have the artificial turf strip here to the north outside. Some of the different weight rooms are putting that turf in the middle, but we said we only have 5,000, we have 5,000 square feet. We want to use it. So we said, now, can we put that turf on the outside? Nothing grows on the north side of a building anyway. It's a great idea. Our head football coach, Tom DeVellis, and our head boys track coach, Eric Johnson, that together oversee the strength and conditioning program. I should also mention Ken Weichel, our head boys lacrosse coach, works with those three together, really kind of drive what happens in this room. And in addition to that, just across the hall from that, we had an extension of our gymnasiums, and we have 2 more full basketball courts that we have access to. And we moved our batting cages from the wrestling room into that room, and we can put 3 volleyball nets up there. We have pickleball nets and courts that we can play for our physical education classes, so we feel so fortunate. All this goes back to the community in approving a levy referendum for us, for all of the schools, to get these expansions. And I joke that we finally feel like we're one of the real schools now. We have the adequate facilities that some of our other sister schools have had. Being able to open the floodgates and get more and more. We had about 500 kids every day in here this summer working out, between our youth camps and out on the fields, out on the tennis courts, in this room, basically from 6:30 in the morning until about 2:30 in the afternoon, pretty much every day all summer. And it's just been so great to see those kids fired up, hopefully moving beyond some of a lot of the limitations that we had last year with COVID and I really think this is going to be a great breakout year for us. You hear the national studies about the concerns over obesity and things like that, and you know, what I see on a day-to-day basis in our schools and with our physical education department and with our coaches and our activities, you know, the people that are down in this end of the building are doing great things, and now they can do it in a comfortable, welcoming, what a great atmosphere. I mean, who doesn't want to come in here and work out? So just the overall general health of our students and that lifelong mindset, that staying active and staying involved and taking care of your body is highly important. I know that our PE teachers are huge to convey that message to students. And now we have the comfortable facilities to be able to pursue those goals.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
We are back, counting down to quarter number 3 of the Section 7 Class 5A championship game. Andover hosting Elk River. The Huskies coming in 9-0, ranked number 3. Elk River 7-2, ranked number 7 in the last Associated Press 5A poll. And Andover really dominated that first half, 35-18. Let's take a look at some of the big plays. Connor DeVellis goes up top and connects.
It was a great second play of their offense. And then an answer. Shane Rodemaker, 77 yards on a gallop. And the extra point was missed. 7-6. DeVellis again.
Up top.
Evan Calamus.
Beautiful slant there. And then Wheeler. Caden Wheeler to the end zone. Touchdown number 22 on the year. Then on to quarter number 2, Andover in control. And there's their big back, Dylan Rogers, all the way to the end zone. So dangerous up the middle and found a seam. And then a great throw, DeVellis to Masungu down the sideline. Couldn't stay in bounds.
The wind blew him out, huh?
Yeah, there you go. And then DeVellis into the end zone. He had quite a first half, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. And then look at this, going down, pitches it. And then Wheeler from the nearest side to the far side of the field for his second touchdown of the game, 23rd of the year, Jim.
Yes, and with 4 seconds left, Cale Sandstrom comes up with a touchdown reception, 35-18. And with that touchdown with Caden Wheeler, we are verifying it, but we believe that's a school record 23rd touchdown on the season by a running back.
And by the way, Cade Osterman, that touchdown pass, just the 21st pass of the year thrown by Elk River, but they have 3 touchdown passes. That's a pretty good number. So when Steve Hamilton calls the throw, look out.
Yeah. Well, they have 2 so far, so they got 1 more, and then that'll be it for the game, right? They're averaging about 3 a game. They're really going to have to step up, or they're going to have to answer right off the start here. Andover will receive the ball to start the second half, and at that point, it's going to be all up to the defense for Elk River to keep them in.
There's a head coach, Tom DeVellis, and he's on a bit of a roll here in his Andover tenure, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, 16 games in, he's 16-0, so 15 games in, and 15-0, and 9-0
but
this
on
year.
his way tonight, for sure.
Yeah. So, a couple weeks ago, I asked him. I said, "Hey, do you get does it even seem like it's kind of easy, like it's coming too easy? And he said, you know what? No. Every week you watch the film, and when you work with the team, it's not about the wins and losses. It's about the process. And he says, I really enjoy that part of it. And he's got some veteran coaches that keep him and his team really grounded.
And a new era with the turf here at Andover, and it certainly paid dividends. Now, we've had really good weather in October and here in November, and we'll go to a neutral site if Andover is able to prevail tonight for the first round of the 5A state tournament. They'll be in St. Cloud, and that'll be another turf surface. But nevertheless, weather has not been a problem. You get into October and November, you never know. But so far, so good. It is windy tonight, but it's not cold.
Yeah, it's in the 50s, and we've done enough football games to know that it can get cold in September. And tonight it's beautiful.
Rylan Kiaraj will kick it off with the wind here in the third quarter, 35-18 Andover. And they're going to try the onside kick. Kiaraj, did he pounce on it? I think he did.
Well, I think it kind of came out. It popped out. He jumped on it.
He had it in his hands, and then Andover's able to recover. So Hamilton tries the onside kick, and the kicker's banged up. Look at this. It had to go 10.
And he
got it, and then he hit the ground, and it popped out.
And he's still down on the ground. I believe that's
not on the field for injury.
Kiaraj went down hard, but he had a hand on it. And then when he went down, it popped out of there.
That was a perfect call and almost a perfect execution. Fortunate for the Huskies, they were able to recover on that second bounce.
And they got a break. Yep. Look at it here. It's got to go 10, and there's the 10-yard mark.
And he
had it, and then it just popped out. He didn't have control. And that's where he may have gotten injured, may have banged up his shoulder. He's going to hobble off on the far side. But Andover's going to get it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Just underway at quarter number 3, and they lead at 35-18. Connor DeVellos, the quarterback. Caden Wheeler, the running back. They're going to throw it out to Sam Masungu. Caught at the 41. Over the 50, still on his feet. Over the 40 down to the 38-yard line. He almost broke it.
That was an outstanding move. That was all. He caught it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and was able to weave his way in. He breaks 2 tackles right there, and just gets drilled by the ankles.
Gain of 19, first down Andover. They're on the march into the wind. Here's Wheeler up the left side, still on his feet. From the 30, maybe to the 28-yard line. Another good solid gain there. Just shy of a first down.
Unofficial stats on the first half. Wheeler 15 for 75.
2 TDs.
Now over 1,200 yards, close to 1,300 yards on the season.
Then out in the slot. Goes in motion, coming to the near side. Wheeler cuts it outside. 20, 15, run out of bounds near the 10-yard line. So Andover comes out and moving the ball right down the field. Gain of 13.
Yeah, when you watch Wheeler, he just has a different gear. And he's down. I think they marked it down at the 11.
At the 11. Gain of 17 on the play as they get it set. DeVellis, no, it's Wheeler. Wheeler in the middle, gets smacked at the 5, falls forward to the 4. That was a good fake by DeVellis. Wheeler had it all the way, but he's going to get it down. They're going to call him down at the 5, gain of 6.
So the Huskies can get a first down. Kirchner in now for Wheeler. Hopefully he's okay.
Wearing number 21, he took a big lick. And they're going to try the end around. Wheeler was set up out on the left. So
that's a new look.
They put him out on the left, and he tried left to right, cut it back, didn't get anything. It'll be 3rd down and 4, and Jim's absolutely right. 3rd down, long 4. Just outside the 5, they can get it to the 1 for a 1st and goal. 10 to go in the 3rd, Andover trying to extend that lead. They're up by 17. Maple Grove pulling away from East Ridge in 6A, a 2nd-round action tonight. DeVellis at the 5, dives to the 3. It's going to come up short of a 1st down.
DeVellis, that's his 10th carry now at 50 yards.
And some tough yards as well here tonight. Has 1 on the ground, 2 through the air. Touchdown passes to Kopetsky and Kalmas. 4th down and 1 from the 2. DeVellis pitches it out. Touchdown, Wheeler, 3rd of the game.
Oh, great commitment by DeVellis. He drove the linebacker right to him. And Wheeler, without any, just kind of waltzes his way in there for his 3rd touchdown, 24th on the season. And good answer coming out of the locker room as they have a chance to put up their 42nd point of the game. And the one thing is, Elk River, their offense is not built. They'll be offsides. They'll move it half the distance.
Peterson on a streak, by the way. 5 for 5. Trying to make it 6 for 6 in extra points.
Encroachment, number 29 defense. Half the distance, we tried it down.
You know, sometimes they want to, you put your offense back on there since you're that close to the end zone to get that 2-point conversion.
That kick, good. 6 for 6. 42-18 Andover. So they take that opening drive here in the 3rd quarter and march right down the field. Little run, little throw.
You know, this is, like I was mentioning, Elk River is not built to be able to get large chunks continuously. It's 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, and then 70 yards. So they're going to have to figure out a way to break some big gainers. The 5 or 6 minute drives are just not going to be able to get them back in this game.
That one goes 56 yards over 7 plays and takes almost 3 minutes. And Wheeler is 3rd touchdown of the game. And now Wheeler's had 3 on the ground, DeVellis 1 on the ground, and Stone for a couple.
Yeah.
And that's been pretty typical all year. Those guys have had a big hand in what Andover has done offensively this year, and they've put up huge numbers. They scored 49 against Brainerd in the opener, 42 in a win at Rogers, 49 at St. Francis, 49 at Coon Rapids and Monticello, 56 at Cambridge-Isani. In that second round of the section. That one's bobbled, still on his feet is Serrano, and then he's finally decked at the 25-yard line. Serrano's mishandled a couple of kickoff returns, and Elk River's going to hang on, and now they need points. There it is, a bobble.
Right through the hands, and fortunate to get it back. You know, I think even more of an impressive stat is they've scored 265 points in the first half, have the Huskies, against allowing 63. Both quarters are averaging 130 per quarter this year.
And here it is, Osterman. Rademacher in the backfield. And they're going to go to the first man, and that is Dylan Rogers. Rogers coming in 1,363 yards on the game, and he put out some big numbers, Jim, in the first half for the Elks.
Yeah, he did. He's sitting at 93 yards, 7 carries,
Time out
93
on the
yards.
field.
And a Husky down right now. It looks like one of the interior linemen.
Line of scrimmage is going to be the 26-yard line, so it was a gain of 2, but once again, an Andover Husky is down, and the teams are going to huddle it up while the trainers sort things out.
Couple of big plays. 77-yard touchdown gallop by Rodemaker, 60-yard run by Rogers. Those have been really the two big plays that have kept them in, and of course that 20-yard pass. And Jeremiah Constance got out. He had on the same leg earlier this.
Yeah, Jeremiah Constant was nicked up earlier very early in the game,
Yep.
Jim.
So he's back out. Weichel.
Yeah, and he's going to get a helping hand off the field. Not putting any weight on that left leg this time, and let's see what happens.
They played off the block and
Yeah.
made a nice tackle.
He got hung up in the turf down there. And he's going to be helped over to the bench area. And now we're ready to go. A second down and 9 yard for the Elks to go. And that is Rogers again over the 30, maybe the 31-yard line.
Well, you and I were talking at halftime. You had mentioned the fact that I didn't feel like Rogers had the ball in his hands as much. And seen a little bit more of a commitment this.
Yeah, especially early in the game, Jim, that they weren't feeding him. They were going in other directions, and it's hard to argue with Rodemacher in the long touchdown run. But Rogers averaging over 11 yards a carry and has definitely been the main man this year for Elk River and didn't get it a lot. And I think maybe they were trying to catch Andover off balance, expecting Rogers to get the ball a ton.
P.J. Bono,
Yeah, Bono with the carry there, the junior, 200-pounder. And he's going to be held up shy of the first down. Really good job by Andover defensively, stacking that up in there. Mason X.
Well, not only are you, like I said, are you playing Andover's defense, you're also playing the clock right now, down almost halfway through the third quarter.
So it is going to be 4th down and 1, and it is go time for Elk River. Bono on the far side, Rogers in the middle. Sumstead on the near side. Bono does get the first down, but he got smoked. Israelson,
he
number 11. Laid.
They held him up, and Israelson just put a lick on him. Good run, good first down run.
That's a tough 3 yards.
Yeah.
For sure there. Jim Child, Steve Thompson, great QCTV crew on this Friday night in the Section 7 final. Thanks so much for joining us. And Andover on top, 42-18. Out of 35-18 at the half. Play action, Osterman goes near side, nobody home. And the intended receiver far downfield was Lockmiller, Jack Lockmiller, but nowhere near.
Yeah, I think there was some coaching up by the defensive coaches to make sure that there's responsibilities when that tight end gets past that line of scrimmage.
And by the way, throw number 22, according to the stats. They
Steve
just do not
got
throw
the
ball.
tracker.
Well, no, it is just extraordinary.
Yeah, it really is.
And they've thrown it 3 times, and they have a touchdown pass and a good throw by Cato Osterman. And they're going to go up the gut. This is Rogers over the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle by Will Thomas.
It's going to set up a 3rd down and 5, which is certainly doable for Elk River. And they need to get a drive going, and they need a big play.
Yeah, they do.
And they need a number of big plays. And it's difficult for Elk River when they fall behind. They opened with a win over Cambridge Isani. They got beat by Andover in week 2. Blew out Coon Rapids. Big win at Buffalo. Fell to Rogers. who, by the way, beating Park Center tonight in a section final. There's Rogers. He gets hammered at about the 44-yard line. I think it was Israelson again with a big hit.
And Owens and Israelson. Yeah, Israelson. He's you know, you look at his stats and on the season coming into this game. 14 tackles for losses, 6 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. He has been a force. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Him and Samuel Angel both. Angel's had 5 forced fumbles, 59 tackles, and 3.5 sacks. They're both just extraordinary linebackers.
4th down, long 2, 44-yard line. Elks. Delay.
There's timeout.
Oh, they did get a timeout just in time.
Yep.
Timeout. Elk River.
Yeah, this is an important down. You've got to keep it going. If you don't have the right play call.
Well, this drive started at the 24. They've already converted 1 4th down. They're going to try and convert another. And as we've seen, every time they touch the ball, if you're not paying attention, they can go all the way. And based on what Elk River's done over the years in the Steve Hamilton area, is they've shown that on any given play, they sneak through, they're gone.
Yeah, it's really a discipline that you need to have at all levels. And one thing about Andover is they are solid at every level, from the offensive line to the defensive line to the linebackers to the both these cornerbacks that are playing, Binstock and Knox, really good tacklers. Fundamentally sound, I think, is probably to steal a team something from the Twins back when they were fundamentally sound.
So out of the timeout, Osterman's going to bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Sumstead near his side. Osterman's going to call his own number. He's still on his feet to the 50 and a 1st down. Well, he went right, cut it back to the middle, got it over midfield. Osterman may be hurt.
Yeah, Owens.
He went down hard.
Yeah. He's got it. He looked like he had an ankle at the end of the first half on
timeout on the field for injury.
And he's in pain right now. Owens, nothing intentional, just
he went down hard on the turf, yeah. And that looks like they're working on that right knee. And I think sometimes, they go down and it's wind, but he's definitely in some pain down there on the field. You can see.
It didn't look like anything was contorted. It just looks like he went down and worked it out. So backup quarterback, Maverick Almick.
He did gain 7 on the play and gets a 1st down. Second converted 4th down on this drive for Elk River with 5:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. Once again, Andover on the road. If they hang on and win this one tonight, would be in the state tournament. And we've learned that'll be next Saturday in St. Cloud. It'll be a matinee.
Yeah, St. Cloud Tech.
And they use a number of neutral site venues, all with turf, some in the metro, a lot outstate. And because this, they try and spread the games around, get people out. It isn't all concentrated in the metro area. And for Andover fans, not a long trip up to St. Cloud for the game on Saturday.
And from the score, I believe that they will be taking on Section 6, which would be Rogers.
Rogers, comfortable lead over Park Center the last time we saw.
40 to 7, I believe, or 40 to.
And we've had the scores on the bottom of your screen all night. Why is that at Stillwater? Stillwater, a #1 seed, in trouble at home. That's a surprise. Centennial leading at St. Michael Albertville.
No, not anymore. St. Michael.
They've roared back.
Yep, they were up 28 to 7.
Yeah, there's Rogers.
48 to 6. They're crushing Park Center.
All over Park Center tonight. The Pirates have had a good year.
The Anoka, haven't seen that for a while. Anoka, it was losing 39 to 14 to
Lakeville South.
Yeah, the number 1 team in 6A.
Yeah, they had been number 1 all year. I think in week 2 or 3 they beat Eden Prairie, and they've been a solid number 1 all year. See Hutch there, perennial power. It's just amazing, you know, these football towns outside the metro area, like Hutchinson, year in and year out.
Well, you had mentioned Becker.
Yeah, Becker, the great Dwight Lundeen. That school's been around a long time, and he's the only coach in school history.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he keeps on going. And it's fun to talk to Dwight Lundeen because he absolutely loves it, and the kids absolutely love him. And he's been able to change over the years and adapt to the kids and still relate to the kids.
Yeah.
And that's an extraordinary you see. And that's true with all the legends that they continue to. And that's a bit of a surprise. Woodbury, a good team. They eliminated Champlain Park in round 1, and now they're leading the Rosemont Irish. And now we're ready to go out of the injury as Osterman was helped off the field. Now we got a brand new quarterback in there for the Elk River Elks. And they're going to give it, why not, to Rogers, and Rogers will get it to about the 45 before he's brought down. The quarterback in there is Maverick Almett.
Man, I tell you what, hard running by Rogers, carrying Huskies with him.
Yeah,
Good ball
and in this
security.
offense,
Yeah.
and in this offense, the fact that he's not very tall plays into this.
Yeah, it
I
does,
mean,
yeah.
it's really a huge advantage because it's so difficult for the defense to see who has the ball, and when you're as talented as Rogers, a big advantage. Here's Rogers again, getting some push inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line, and he's so low to the ground and shows so much strength. Husky down on the field.
Blake Berg.
That was a gain of 11
Time
on
out
that
on the
run
field.
and a first down. Third of this long drive for Elk River started at the 9-minute mark. This drive almost 5 minutes old. It started at the 24-yard line. And as you pointed out, Jim, for Andover with the big lead, 42-18, time is really on their side.
Yep.
If Elk River's got to grind out a long drive, Andover's fine with that.
Absolutely. So, see right here, just a great run by Rogers. He's running over, stepping over, got both hands securing around the ball.
This is Berg.
Well, this may be a war of attrition tonight.
Yeah, Berg going off the field gingerly. There's Maverick Almich, senior running back or senior quarterback.
You know, I thought something that was extremely, well, just unbelievable. They've had 18 people or 18 ball carriers this year for Elk River. 18.
And there's a hit in the backfield, and I think Rogers didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And if he did, just barely.
A big hit up front.
Yeah.
Rogers went down immediately. That was, but yeah, I mean, you think about how many we've seen today. We've seen 7 or 8 ball carriers just today. So there's definitely a lot of work given to, quite a few ball carriers.
Last man through gets the ball, and that is Bunker. We saw Logan Bunker get some carries tonight. You're right, they mix it up. Bunker got inside the 30 to the 29, gain of 5.
Well, that's another big third down. This is a 6.5 minute drive so far?
Yeah, it started at the 9-minute mark, so it has been a march. They picked up a couple of fourth downs. Been able to convert there. Bunker again inside the 25. That'll be very close to a first down. A good surge.
Yeah. Third down and 2. The Osterman injury not only affects the offense, but he's one of the starting cornerbacks. So that will a two-way player is going to be affected not only on the offense but the defense as well.
Winding down, third quarter, 4th down 2. Third, 4th down. Elk River is faced on this drive. And they're going to call a timeout. Elk River is going to take another timeout as they try to keep this drive alive. So this has been a marathon.
A drive, it certainly has. As I was had a conversation with Coach DeVellis, they said the one thing that really helps during the week and really, when you go against a team like Elk River with a unique offense, is they have the scout team does such a great job, and there's guys that are not going to play tonight that really helped with the victory, and they call them the champions of the week, and they have really done a great job of really supporting the players on the field with a scout team if you're going to be Dylan Rogers, beat Dylan Rogers, you've got to figure out a way to emulate that during practice, and they feel like that's really been a big part of their success this year.
So here come the Elks as they try and keep it alive. They have 3 first downs. Drive started at the 24-yard line. And here we are late in the third as they try and get points on the board. Almich, quarterback, just bunkers again. And I think he got it. He got down to the 21-yard line. That is enough. Logan Bunker got it.
He is a hard runner. Big kid, 6 foot, 195.
First down, Elk River.
So they convert their third, fourth down.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's been quite a drive by the Elks with the wind here in the third quarter. And still pretty breezy here on this Friday night. Play action. Almich goes up top to the end zone. Tipped away. A good throw.
Yeah. It looks like Almich is down.
He got hit as he delivered the football.
Injury timeout on the field.
Got big hits, and have to figure out.
Sandstrom, who had the touchdown catch, got a hand on it. Really no chance to haul it in.
Logan Bunker was wide open. Nobody went out to cover him on the right flat, the far side flat. And so you had mentioned the health of the quarterbacks. Well, I guess we're going to find out who quarterback number 3 is now. Looks like they've got Grant Stoltman warming up on the far side.
And it wasn't a late hit, no flag. But just as he delivered it, he got hit. And he went down awkwardly. Now he's going to get help.
Yep.
Well, Andover led this one 35-18 at the half. And the only touchdown here in the third, Caden Wheeler is third on the ground in this football game. He's putting no weight on that left leg as he's being helped off. We've seen a number of those tonight, unfortunately. And we got a new quarterback warming up on the sideline.
It's DeVellis. He's just trying to get warm after he's been.
He's been sitting. Throwing to Kalmus. He connected with Kalmus on a touchdown. There he is getting a snap from center, and then.
Well, it's been about 30 minutes since Andover took the second half kickoff and marched it the 56 yards.
Yeah, and that took just shy of 3 minutes for them to get it into the end zone, and now Elk River's had it for almost 8. Collision in the backfield, and I think it was Rogers who got it. Yeah, it was Rogers, and he was stopped almost immediately.
So Stoltman.
Yeah, Grant Stoltman,
Yeah,
5'11", 165 junior.
Not even listed as a quarterback. So Mason Olafson, I don't know if he's available.
He actually lost a yard there. It'll be 2nd down and 11 from the 21-yard line. Could be the final play of the third quarter. He's going to drop back, throw toward the corner of the end zone. Bunker. No, then he got hit late.
Yeah.
He got hit after the ball was, well, incomplete.
Israelson gave him a little bit. There will be a personal foul, so that'll be a first down. Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, I mean, that was well after the ball sailed by, and a good call by the official, and that's going to take it a half the distance to the goal from the 22.
Come on.
I don't I don't want to be wrong, Jim.
Also foul. Late hit. Number 7 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal.
That was Knox.
Yeah.
First down.
Maybe the 11? Yes.
All right, nice job.
I finally decided to go out on a limb. So it takes it down to the 11, first down for the Elks. 5th first down in this drive that started at their own 24-yard line. 19 seconds to go in the quarter. Third quarterback to play in the game. Bunker, surge to the 5. Lines up on the right side, goes off the left side.
Well, Stoltman had that was actually a pretty nice pass coming in cold like that. Third string quarterback made the right read.
He runs it down to the 6, gain of 5, and that'll end the third quarter. Here in the Section 7 Class 5A championship game, Andover in command, leading Elk River 42-18 here on QCTV and QCTV.org.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
On to the 4th, Husky Stadium. Elk River on this long drive that started with 9 minutes to go in the third. Trying to get points on the board. Bunker to the outside, to the pylon. Touchdown, Elk River.
What good looking run by Bunker. He's able to bounce it out, as you mentioned, to the outside. And the sophomore, 6 foot, got a bright future in front of him.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he's going to see a lot more of the football in 22 and 23 for sure. He has done a good job. So that drive takes 9 minutes and 5 seconds. They're going to go for 2. It's 42-24. And that is Bunker again, and he got smacked at the 2-yard line. Ouch.
And Knox took one right on the chest as well. They are hitting down there. We can hear that from up here.
42-24, 4 touchdowns for the Elks. So they get that drive. And what was extraordinary is the number of 4th downs they converted on that drive. They hung in there and grounded out and end up with a 76-yard touchdown drive. And I'm not sure I can count that many plays, Jim. I'm going to try.
Well, there was quite a few, and like you said, the time is on the Huskies' side. Definitely be on the lookout for another onside kick. They've tried it once already. We'll see if the kicker Roger comes back out there. He was injured on that last play. So
16 plays
16?
by my count, unofficial. 9:05. Three fourth downs converted on that drive for the Elks, and they cut the Andover lead to 18, 42-24 here early in the fourth quarter, and they're going to kick into the wind.
And it is still a 3-score game. You can see the hands team, only 2 players back beyond the 45.
Yeah, Caden Wheeler at the 11. And
Kirchner.
Kiraj got banged up on that onside kick, but he is back out there, and he's going to try a little number, and the Huskies grab it quickly at the 43, maybe 44-yard line, and they will start 1st and 10, kind of a line drive. They were trying to get a hop.
Yeah.
Masungu. Was that Masungu?
Yeah.
Grabbed it? Yeah, Sam Masungu had a nice catch down the near sideline in the first half.
You know, this game is it's a 3-touchdown game, or 3-score game right now. If that 2-point conversion, it would have been a 2-score game. So this is still within reach for the Elks. They're going to have a little bit of luck ahead and hit some big plays, but it is not over.
And over at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Been a while since Connor DeVellis has been out there. Caden Wheeler takes a handoff, tries the right side. Out to the 50, gain of 10. 1st down to Andover.
He hits that second gear, and boy, he can fly.
Yeah, and that is so true. In the way he has that slight hesitation, and then that next step is just so lightning quick.
I'm sure they are going to take time off the play clock.
Trips to the near side. Vellis is going to throw it over the middle. Overshoot the intended receiver, Ben Audette. Audette down at the 40-yard line, a little too high. 2nd down.
Well, that stops the clock for Elk River. That's 1+.
And it gets back to one thing. No turnovers.
Yeah.
And Andover certainly had no issue scoring points tonight on this Elk River defense. And they go down and get points here. You can punch your ticket to the state tournament. DeVellis inside the 45, all the way to the 40-yard line. Good hard run by Connor DeVellis.
Well, that was another great job by this offensive line. They are 5 or 6 yards down the field. And DeVellis with an 11-yard run. You see they're just manhandling the defensive front 7 for Elk River.
Great job by that O-line for the Andover Huskies. DeVellis. Going to just run off the left side for 2, maybe 3. Is wrapped up from behind by the Elks' Caleb Sandstrom. Not much, but the clock on the move. Under 11 to go in the game.
You know, by my count, there's only been 5 completions by the Huskies, and I don't know the last time the Andover Huskies have had just 5 completions this late in the game.
Here's Wheeler on the edge, 30, 25, cut back 20, all the way to the 15-yard line. Terrific run by Wheeler.
Is there a flag down?
And there is a flag back at the 37-yard line. Boy, still a terrific run by Wheeler. They're going to bring it back. And the holding.
76 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
First thing they need to do, and the first to bring it up was Jim Paulson of the Star Tribune. a holding penalty should be 10 yards, not from the spot of the foul. Now, in this case, you know, it's a net wash, but if it's a hold, it should be a 10-yard penalty, not 12 or 14, depending on the spot of the foul. I just don't
agree 100% with that.
That's an easy change. So the Huskies back at their own 47-yard line. Second down, 18 yards to go. DeVellis drops back, steps up. Now he's going to run, and he's going to get wrapped up at the 44-yard line. Short gain on the play. Good job by the Elks.
Yeah, John Lasilla got past the right tackle and had a free rush right onto DeVellis. DeVellis, good play just to make sure that he's gaining positive yardage.
Now, third down and 13 with 9:45 to go in the game. DeVellis waits for the call. Wheeler off to his right. DeVellis steps up, goes long down the field. Man wide open. Caught and dropped. In the hands of Evan Colmus. That would have been his second touchdown of the night, but he couldn't bring it in.
Well, Colmus, it looked like he wasn't even looking for it. He is
right on his fingertips and couldn't
just didn't
bring
see
it in.
Yeah, just. Hey, good news for the Elks. They'll get the ball back.
Well, and that was a win situation because you could tell that the wind played tricks.
Yep.
Colmus couldn't follow it. So now they'll punt it away.
Yeah, nobody back for the Elks. They're going to come after this.
And they get the punt away, and Andover's fine if this goes all the way into the end zone, and it will. Giving a really good effort down there. Van Voorhees went after it hard, but couldn't get there. So now Elk River 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, trailing 42-24.
Well, they're going to have to get big chunks. And I think we may see them go outside of the norm and put it up in the air. They really have to. Let's see who comes back out in quarterback. Stoltman was pretty impressive.
And he is in at quarterback. Stoltman, third quarterback to work tonight. Not much for Elk River.
Rodemaker. Biggest play of the game for the Elks, that 77-yard touchdown gallop.
Yeah, Shane Rademacher, the senior, 5'8", 175. Just a terrific run. Now it's second down and 8. Back on the move, under 9 minutes to go. No real hurry up here for Elk River. Stoltman brings them up. And this is Rogers. Off the left side, didn't get too much. Andover able to wrap him up. And now we have a Husky down on the field.
Injury timeout on the field.
I think it's Owens.
And we've had a number of those.
No, not Owens.
Here tonight. Once again, it's been breezy, and maybe the wind has died down a little bit from earlier, but it's still blowing pretty good from right to left or south to north.
They'll have a trophy presentation afterwards for the sectional title. It's the first time these two teams have been in the same section. There's some history between these two. Elk River was on a 5-game winning streak until last year, including the only time they met in state, actually in the quarterfinals of state in 2017.
And number 56, Eckes, coming off the field. Now with 8:34 in the game, Eckes moving a little better by the time he got to the sideline. Bunker fighting his way over the 30 to the 32-yard line. And he's been a reliable first down back for Elk River tonight.
Well, Rodemaker, you've got Bunker, Rogers, obviously. Bono has had a couple of nice runs. Sumstead. And they're just loaded.
And with this offense, you're going to have a lot of guys. There's a fumble on the snap, scrambling back and pouncing on it at the 23-yard line is the quarterback, Grant Stoltman. But a bad snap there, got away from him, and a break for Andover with 7:45 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it just slipped out of his hands as he was turning to hand it off. Well, this will be a challenge right here. You've got second down and 20. Second down and 18.
And working into that wind on this Friday night. And up the middle, was that Rogers into the middle? Yeah, it was Rogers. And Rogers coming out of the bottom of the pile, limping a little bit. He's going to stay in the game. Andover had that stacked up in the middle.
Yeah, it's been what's been going on in the middle, in the trenches, as they say, has been unbelievable. That it's been a battle, and just these guys coming up with a gimpy ankle.
There's been a lot of that tonight. Coming up on 6:30 to go in the game. Ball is loose. Scramble for it. The Huskies got it. The Huskies come up with the football.
And Dylan Owens,
senior, grabs it. And with 6:28 to go in the game, Anders going to have it 1st and 10 at the Elk River 20-yard line.
Well, not much. Again, that was just on the exchange. Ball came out of Stoltman's hands on the ground. 2 fumbles basically back to back.
And that would just be a function of, a third-string quarterback not working a lot with first-string center for sure.
And I'm under the impression that this may be the 4th string.
Wheeler cuts it back on the far sideline, got a few.
Probably could have got some more if he went, but he wanted to keep the clock running, so he cut back in. At least that's what you want to think. The defensive coach is coaching up right now, saying, hey, listen, the game is not over.
Wheeler just 2 on the play. Gets the ball there, goes around the edge, 10-5, touchdown, 4th of the game, Caden Wheeler.
And there's a flag that came in late. We'll find out what it is. Might be a hold down there.
Right along that, another flag comes in.
That's going to be on Masungu.
So the officials are going to sort this out. Terrific run by Wheeler, but with 5:52 to go in the 4th quarter.
Masungu's been jawing most of the game with the Elk River sideline.
And Sam DeVellis talking to him along the sideline as well. And Masungu trying to explain what exactly happened.
Something happened on the onside kick. Let's see right here. There's a face mask.
Yeah, and the thing is that he was into the end zone on that hit over in the corner. Let's see what they call here.
I think there's 2 penalties on Masungu.
But I think the touchdown may count. We'll see. Unless it was a hold before he got to the end zone, and then all bets are off.
I think it's double penalty.
2 flags on the play.
Okay.
First one we're waving off for a player out of bounds. The second flag is for unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense number 54. We're going to go half the distance to the goal.
So Wheeler must have stepped out of bounds over on the far sideline.
The touchdown is good.
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
that's what I thought. I didn't see him go out of bounds, and I thought they got to count that. So it is 48-24.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Masungu actually was able to draw the penalty. So my apologies for thinking that Masungu was.
Daniel Yogi gets flagged for the unsportsmanlike. So touchdown counts. Trying to go 7 for 7 on extra points is Peterson on a windy night. This time with that wind again. And now we got a whistle. I mean, 7 for 7 on PATs. That's
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you want that number.
They want that DeVellis out on the field.
Andover. First charge timeout of the half.
They'd like it marked off on the kickoff.
Well, and I think this is a great timeout for Tom DeVellis for a couple of reasons. Number one, 5:52 to go in the game. We're on the way to the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Let's not do anything stupid. And it's an opportunity to go out and talk to the official and find out what exactly happened. And you've got to restore order or someone's going to get hurt. And you don't want anything that's going to carry over into next week.
Absolutely. So, listen, hats off to Sam Masungu for getting out of
he went over to the sideline
he ran over
and went to the head coach, Tom DeVellis, right away and said, here's what happened. And that's why he's trying to understand. And my guess is that he's trying to figure out if something was said, why wasn't the player ejected from the game?
You're probably right.
That he's trying to understand, okay, it's a 15-yard penalty. What was said? And why is the player still in the game? That I would assume, and he got a chance to sort all that out with 5:52. Andover's doubled him up, 48-24. Snap, spot.
Did he get it?
And the kick
he did.
Is good. Oh, perfect. 7 for 7 for Peterson tonight on extra points.
So our spotter, Taylor Johnson, was able to see that it was a obscene gesture from Elk River.
That'll probably not make it into the highlights package following the game tonight.
But I think you're right. I think they're probably asking. I think you're absolutely right. Why is this person not ejected?
That's exactly right. Let's clarify here. If it's 15-yard unsportsmanlike, but what is that criteria to get the heave-ho? So there it is, Andover. And what a run. And let's not forget about Caden Wheeler, 4 touchdowns tonight. And continues to add on 25 on the year for Caden Wheeler, the outstanding senior running back for the Andover Huskies. Just a terrific run along the far sideline and showed his great speed, cutback ability, and vision.
Well over 100 yards, almost 150 yards. And really, he's been the offense in the second half. One pass to Sam Masungu for 18 yards, but everything else has been on the ground.
And the kick to the near side and out of bounds. Elk River will get it in pretty good field position. And we're under 6 to go in the football game. And I don't know if we've been able to hone in on an exact start time next Saturday up in St. Cloud.
Out of bounds by the kicking team. Ball will be put in play at the 35-yard line. First down.
But it looks like it will be Rogers in that state quarterfinal. And there's so much on the line in that state quarterfinal. Chance to go to the semifinals at U.S. Bank Stadium.
So Mankato West is thrashing Chaska. Now they were up 35-0. Chaska, a really solid team. So we'll probably.
Yeah, they play a great schedule as well.
They do.
Mankato West, the real deal.
So Rogers, I think we'll kind of check them into Matamidi.
Sumstead there over the 50 down to the 44-yard line.
Matamidi was beating Tartan. Bemidji was beating Alex. Alex had an incredible finish last weekend against Moorhead. See right here, Sumstead.
26-yard run there, 21-yard run, excuse me. The 44, first down for the Elks. Not much doing there. Boy, big hitting. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Samuel Angel made his presence felt. Now we've got quite a few underclassmen now in there.
Back out on the field, Blake Berg. He left injured earlier, but he is out there for Andover.
IFA has taken a spot for Knox. Nice
Not
play.
much.
Boy, Dylan Owens.
There was Carter.
Dylan Owens, yeah, I'm sorry, Steve, but Dylan Owens just read that perfectly. He's had a great game.
Once again, third quarterback Grant Stoltman in there for Elk River. Rogers not out there. Bono near side. Carter in the middle. They got some confusion in the backfield, Andover all over it. Blake Hallickson wearing number 70. Part of that Andover party in the Elk River backfield. We have a Husky down on the field.
67-14. Lakeville South over Anoka, so they will be moving on. But what an incredible year by the Anoka Tornadoes.
Well, and Bo Osrick, what a turnaround job at Anoka. Jacob Deutschman and company. And Lakeville South knocked off Eden Prairie. They've been number 1 in 6A all year. You got to go on the road to Lakeville South. That is a tall order, but nevertheless, terrific season for Anoka and a tip of the cap to the Tornadoes.
Well, Jacob Deutschman, probably the most prolific passer in Anoka history. I would venture to bet that completions and yards. I don't know.
Will Thomas helped off the field there. Now looks to be okay. And now it is 4th down and 13 for Elk River at the Andover 47-yard line. Huskies lead at 49-24. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. And running room up the middle, cutting back at the 25 to the 23-yard line is Tony Hansen. Another back carries the ball. Hansen, a big gainer. And another Elk River first down.
That's his 4th carry. Obviously the longest one of his season so far. Had 14 yards coming in.
Hansen, a senior, gets a carry.
There's a flag down.
This one's coming back. Hold.
Sideline warning, Andover.
It's just a warning.
Yeah, and that's one of those where the get back coach has gotta get back.
Well, I spoke to the get back coach before, and he said he had his hands full. It's the wrestling coach, Rich Slofeld.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. You're closing in on a section final win, and it's tough duty for the get back coach. And every level of football, every team has a get back coach.
So Slofeld is he'll hear it from the coaching staff.
And what happened there?
You had one job.
Second down, 5 yards to go, 18-yard line for the Elks. They hand it off in the middle, not much. Andover's done a good job stacking things up in the middle. Not much doing.
Tackled by 23, Harry Bumhauer.
Well, I think the Huskies, every opponent you take on from here on out is going to be a good team. And, when you have, if they are taking on Rogers, I've already beat them once this year. Rogers is a really good program, and they've had, just a successful program, and they're solid. They're
all the way to the 5-yard line goes Nathan Carter.
A good run by Carter.
First and goal for Elk River down there. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. And it's a good thing that Andover, up 35-18 at the half, kept the pedal to the metal, so to speak, because Elk River will not go away. They keep coming after you. And there's Carter. And now a first and goal for the Elks. There's a quarterback, keeper around the end, into the end zone, touchdown. Grant Stoltman. And it's now 49-30 with 1:29 to go in the game.
Well, Stoltman, the emergency quarterback, has really done a nice job. He's had that one little couple fumbles in 2 plays, but has really had pretty good command of the offense. And not an easy offense to understand. You see on their helmets they've got 130. This is Team 130. This is the 130th year of football for Elk River. It's been a long time.
Joe Rulin remembers most of those. Just kidding, Joe. Had to get a shot in late in the game. And that extra point is good. Now 49-31. And this is a great illustration why teams don't want to play Elk River and you're always nervous.
Yeah.
Because they continue to grind it out.
Yep.
And they continue to hammer at you. And even though Andover's just played a terrific football game, 4 touchdowns for Wheeler, 2 touchdowns through the air for the quarterback, Connor DeVellis. He has 1 on the ground. And you feel like Elk River at any moment, now obviously time is a gigantic factor at this moment, but there was a stretch in the second half where it's like they get a break here, a turnover here, they're right back in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's Elk River football.
Well, you think about that onside kick that they started at the beginning of the half. If they recover that, this may be a completely different game right now.
As a reminder, we would like you all to remain.
Now they're going to kick it off. 129. There'll be a section trophy awarded. And then it's on to the state tournament, the state quarterfinals next Saturday at St. Cloud Tech. Do you have that time yet? Has that been honed in?
Nope.
We'll have to. Yeah, I believe it's an early start up in St. Cloud. Our crew will be setting up at the crack of dawn, getting ready for that one.
The play of the game. An incredible, improbable touchdown as Connor DeVellis is getting tackled. He's able to shuffle it off to Caden Wheeler.
And then he goes the other way. It's almost like a reverse, if you will. The reverse off the option. Pretty impressive as they run it on the short side of the field. 1 of 4 touchdowns for Caden Wheeler. And we saw in the replay it wasn't knee down.
Nope.
A good call by the officials to keep that play alive. And now here come the Huskies. They try and close out the victory, and a new quarterback in there, Landon Olson. And the Huskies get it over the 25, out near the 28-yard line.
Dylan Kirchner with his first carry.
And that'll bring us inside a minute to go, and Andover will count it down. Coming in 9-0, ranked number 3. They'll move to 10-0. They'll be the Section 7 champs, move to the state tournament, and then one game away from U.S. Bank Stadium. What a performance all year by Andover. Quarterback keeper, not much doing there for Landon Nelson as he gets it to the 31-yard line. It was enough for a first down.
Well, that will that should do it. Doesn't really matter on timeouts now. Victory formation.
One more snap, and Andover is your Section 7 champion.
This will be the 5th sectional championship for the Huskies, first since 2017.
Will take a knee, and that will do it. The Andover Huskies are your Section 7 Class 5A champions of 2021. As they defeat the Elk River Elks 49-31 tonight. Caden Wheeler, 4 touchdowns. Connor DeVellis, 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground of his own.
Well, this is a fun team to watch, and going to 10-0. Player of the game. No surprise here. Caden Wheeler, I've got him at 24 carries, over 150 yards, and those 4 touchdowns. And each one seemed to get more impressive. Here's one of his easier ones. That last one that he had, and you can see right here, pitch out. Waltzes into the end zone.
Here's a terrific run.
Yep.
21 yards out, along the sideline, cut back, no problem.
So,
what a night.
What a night is right. And the Huskies march to the state tournament, or to the Dome, or the U.S. Bank is still happening. And it's great to see, these both teams shake hands. Last time they had a prayer at center at midfield. See if that happens again this game. But congratulations to the Huskies. We've got only 5 completions for DeVellis. That first one, 61 yards to Kopetsky. But really only 5 completions.
Yeah, they threw the ball a lot in the first quarter and then really kind of changed the strategy, and a lot of Caden Wheeler in quarters 2, 3, and 4, and that proved to be way too much for the Elk River Elks. By the way, Elk River coming in ranked number 7 in 5A. They'll finish the year 7-3. And on their season, they got beat by Rogers, and they lost twice to Andover. And by the way, 2 teams that are headed to the state quarterfinals. So that says all you need to know about Elk River. Head coach Steve Hamilton put together another great year, and year in and year out, Elk River is, now a perennial power in 5A football for sure, Jim.
Yeah, and Rogers, Elk River, Andover, look at Matamidi on the north side here. There's some good football in 5A, and some of these outstate teams such as Mankato West, Moorhead, Owatonna, they're going to have their hands full with the Huskies.
So they'll gather everyone together, a runner-up trophy here in Section 7 to the Elk River Elks. Then Andover will celebrate their section title.
So Cale Sandstrom is one of the tight ends. Caught touchdown, is over in the Huskies group number 8. He is a transfer to Elk River. Last year was part of the Andover team. Andover congratulating all the Huskies.
A lot of buddies on the team, as you might expect. And
well, Tom DeVellis, now 16-0. in 2 years. Huskies haven't lost since 2019. That is pretty nice roll.
We wish to extend our congratulations to both of the teams participating in tonight's contest.
All right, let's go down to the field for the
If the two
ceremony.
teams will please line up on their respective 40-yard lines. Presenting awards tonight will be Andover High School Principal Tim Fine, Activities Director Mike Cunningham from Elk River, Activities Director Eric Latola from Andover. To the players, coaches, and fans, we salute you for your outstanding performance and support throughout the season and in this final game. Medals are provided by the Minnesota State High School League for each of the team's players, coaches, and managers. Due to the quantity of these, they will not be presented individually. At this time, will the captains of Elk River please come forward and receive your medals and runner-up trophy. Let's congratulate them on a successful season and a great playoff run. At this time, will the captains of Andover please come forward to accept your medals and championship football trophies. The Huskies will play in the state quarterfinals next Saturday at 1 p.m. at St. Cloud Tech High School versus the winner of the Section 6 tournament. This concludes the awards presentation. Your interest and support of high school football is greatly appreciated. Have a safe trip home.
All right, there it is. The Andover Huskies celebrating that Section 7 title. And by the way, game 1 o'clock in St. Cloud against Rogers, the Section 6 champion. So there you go. 1 o'clock start, not 10 a.m. And I know everyone on the crew is now relieved that it's not a 10 a.m. start, but 1 o'clock, a lot more manageable next Saturday. But Andover 10-0.